Well, here we are. Hi everyone, welcome to the first live streaming for emodels, emodels.co.uk. I've been thinking about this for weeks now and I really don't know what we're going to do. No, I've a couple of things sorted out, but welcome anyway. Welcome, have a seat, pull up a chair and get yourself a brew and we'll have a bit of a chat for an hour. I notice that I can see from the chat there's one or two of people are coming in now. We've got about 29 watching up to now. Hello, right, who have we got in with us so far? We've got Paul Abbey, we've got Carl from Making Models, Stefan, Marcelo from Uruguay, welcome, with the multinational chat this. Somebody from the Azores, Louis, Lofty, good evening. Model Making Guru, hi Fox, welcome. You have to bear with me because your chat is about 10 seconds behind what you see on the stream. So what we're going to do today, have a look round. I'll try and answer some of your questions. We've had some questions that have come through on the emails. And another thing that's going to happen later on, we have this. It's the Rifear models, 1/35 Tiger 1, middle production, with a full interior. And some of you out there who are in chat can have a chance to win this. I'll have a question set for you later on in the show. And if you answer the question correctly, this can be yours. But that's for later on. Right, I'll try and keep up with the chat, but there's only me here. So if you've got some questions coming in and you want to answer, I apologise if I missed them. The chat moves on quite quickly, but I'll try and get through as many as I can. I suppose really what we could do is start with one or two questions first. As we've got through the emails, I have them all written down, some of them. It's a question from Michael Bowen, and the question is, do I model professionally? The answer to that is no, I don't. eModels themselves are a professional company, provide great service. Me, myself, I'm just a hobbyist. I'm like most of you guys out there. I do this for the joy. I do this for the fun. I do the videos and I like the interaction with you lot. It's a chance to give something back, I suppose. I've taken a lot out of this hobby. And it's my chance. I've got a lot out of it. It's taking a lot out of it. I've got a lot out of it. And it's time to bring something back, give something back. So myself, Fox and Tony, the other guys who model for eModels, none of us do it professionally. We have other jobs, other things to do, other things to occupy our minds. We've got families. I would like to do it professionally, but I've got to eat and live, so I have to do other things. Right, let's just have a look at the chat, see what's going through. Right, yeah, David, yeah, David, I am retired. I'm retired from the old job, which brings me to another question actually. It was from Bill Simpson over in the US of A. Congratulations on your new president. Oh, sorry, I won't talk about politics. In the last video I mentioned that I worked on submarines because I'm building the 1/48 scale U-boat. I did mention in that video that I worked on submarines, and Bill asks, did I work on submarines or did I serve on submarines? Well, the answer to that is I actually worked on submarines. Here in my town in Barrow-in-Furness in Cumbria, in the UK, it's the only shipyard in the country that builds submarines for the for the Royal Navy. We build nuclear submarines. The last submarine that I worked on before I left the shipyard was HMS Vanguard. It's a nuclear powered Trident class submarine. I've worked on one or two others. I've worked on some surface ships. That's where I began my apprenticeship as an electrician in the local shipyard. Right, the next question. Peter. Peter asks, what's the favourite model that I've built? I don't particularly have a favourite model. I would suggest that the last model I built was the best model, because I think you always try to improve your skills, so the next model you build is going to be better than the last one. Hopefully that's going to be the case of the Submarine. You saw a job I did on the Panzer. I'm not wishing to blow my own trumpet, but I enjoyed that build. I did the MATRV behind me here. That was a different sort of aspect to modelling, because it's a modern vehicle, and it was a different weathering process because we didn't do mud and things like that. And the Submarine, it's going to be different again. So there's be a lot more sort of different things to do in that, and hopefully as you watch the build and we'll go through, we'll have a look at them. Right, it's your turn now if you want to post some questions on here, because I've got a few left, but I'll save them till later. Yeah, Fox, yeah, I have a lot of ultra cool jobs, and some are covered by the Official Secrets Act. Some of them, if you know where to look, you can find one of them on YouTube. I might let into that, whatever. Yeah, that's a secret, and some of them have been pretty exciting, to say the least. Right, who else have we got? Hi Paul Stewart. Mental image of Fox in a tutu. That's something, yeah, we'll come to that another thing at another time. Matthew Bertels, back into modelling after 35 years, after a break. I took a break from modelling probably for about 35 years. Because starting jobs, things like that, family come along, the modelling stuff gets put to one side. I didn't really have the time or the money to do it, but now I've reached retirement, getting more time, kids have grown up, so yeah, I'm enjoying it now. What else? GD Models asks what camera I use when I'm filming. Right. What I'm doing now, I'm using two webcams, this one and this one. There are two HD webcams, which hopefully, if everything starts to work right, I'll be doing my videos on them in the future. However, what I used to do was just film them using the HD camcorder. Just a simple point and shoot, and nothing. Yeah, that's it starting up. Just a simple point and shoot, and that's it shutting down. A simple point and shoot. But the problem with this was it didn't have an input for an external microphone, so the sound was always a bit iffy. In the end, I managed to work out a system using something from Tony at Helligan Models, Tony who also does the e-models videos. I worked out a way of positioning it so it was sort of like this, and I was filming sort of over the top of the, looking at what I was doing over the top of the camera and speaking straight into it. But another thing that happened with this is the SD card was getting corrupted, and it happened to me where I'd filmed a section the SD card was corrupted and I lost the whole section of the filming, so I had to sort of hastily redo it. So hopefully, if the quality of these webcams is up to par, the quality from the streaming, what you're seeing now, is different to what they're recording, so I'll hopefully be doing that. I'm just catching the top of the chat. Jay Long's asking when the next video of the Submarine will be. It's in progress. It's always a work in progress. I would think another couple of weeks, because with this build there's a lot of parts to put together. I did explain in the last video that you probably wouldn't want to see me gluing everything together step by step, but what I'll do, I'll put it together, and if I need anything what wants explaining, I'll go back and do it. A good thing about this is there's often lots of parts that you can do first and build yourself, like the torpedoes. You can build one yourself, see how it goes together, and then explain how it goes on. Generally, it looks to be, get the booklet out. It looks to be quite an easy build. Let's go to the next camera and we'll have a look in the book. You can't see it now because the white balance is throwing everything out. Yeah, it's just not working, that is it. Yeah, if you look through it, there's millions of parts. Just opening this, the white balance isn't going to, there, see, it's blowing it out. See, lots of bits on it. Oh, you can't see it. I will sort that out. I'll sort that problem out for the next time. Millions of parts, millions of little parts, so they all need to go together. So that's why it takes the time just to sort of compile a video, edit it all, and get it to you guys on YouTube so you can see it. Right, where else are we at? What's your opinion on the best Russian T-34 tank to build kit from? That's from Matthew Birtles. I don't suppose you could go far wrong with the Tamiya one. For what they have, and the price of them, which is discounted as well at eModels, you can't go far wrong with the Tamiya one. And there's lots of aftermarket stuff out there as well that you can find around the web. Tracks, things like that, to do them all up and make it look a superb model. That's a point as well. If any of you guys are building models, we'd love to see them. You see mine, you see Fox's, you see Tony's. Send them into eModels, post them on the Facebook page, and let's have a look at what you guys do as well. Right, David, have I thought about lighting up various sections of the sub? Yes, that's what I'm going to do. I've been on to my good friend Jennifer at JS Miniatures, and we're in discussions about the different types of lighting and what sort of lighting would complement it. I'm even thinking of having a switch where I can switch from white light to red light. Remember when they go to action stations or when the periscope goes up, switch to red. Might just add that bit of dramatic effect, and hopefully it will work, it will come out. Right, where are we? Yep, yep, that's right, Fox, you can't go wrong with Tamiya armour. Right, what I was going to do, somebody mentioned there, I just caught the top of it as it disappeared off the screen. Somebody mentioned about MIG paint. I quite often see on Facebook people having problems with ammo of MIG paints, and they're saying it's peeled, it's not settling down right. And you get lots of questions lots of answers to it by you've got grease, or you should clean your model from grease, finger grease, release agents and things like that. That's not right. It doesn't work like that. It's the way the paint works. Let me show you. Let's do. Excuse me, I'm just out of shot a moment. I'll be back. What better thing to do than have a demonstration? Just charging my tank up on the compressor over there. So there'll be a bit of rumbling going on in the background. Charging the tank. It's I don't know. As you see my post, I got this Sparmax TC61 compressor. Brilliant little thing. The tank on it. Right, spoons straight out of the pack. What better way to do this than give you a demonstration? Ammo Big Primer paint, airbrush. It's the Harder and Steinbach Evolution 2. Flip over to this camera. Right. Straight out the bottle. This is a spoon straight out of the pack. If I can get the top off. All right, Paul Miller, you're also in the process of doing the 148 U-boat. Is that right? Love to see it. Love to see it if as you're getting on with it. Right, a little bit of spray in there. Now, most people, when they come in to do an airbrush on their airbrushing a primer, they'll just whap it on. And see, this stuff does that. However, let's get another pen, another spoon. What we need to do, I'm airbrushing this, just take my compressor. I'm still here, by the way. I've got about 20 psi going through this. And what we need to do, the first thing you need to do with this is just give it a mist coat. As the compressor kicks back in, a mist coat. You just so see that I must sort out the white balance, and then flash it off. Just, I'm not spraying anything at the moment. I'm just putting air on. And this is exactly the same spoon out of the same packet as this one. Right, just leave it to dry for 5 minutes and then give it another coat. Right, what I'm going to do now, just put that down there, let all the paint come back. Right, I've got this. All I'm going to do at the moment, I'm just going to flash it off with a hairdryer. So excuse the noise. That's purely just so I can speed things up a little bit for this purpose of this demonstration. It's getting a bit noisy in here now with this compressor running. Back to the overhead shot. Now we see we're already taking on a colour there. Once again, another light coat. There. A few more coats of that and it will be brilliantly undercoated, primer coated for painting. And see, so we have the first one that was like that and peeled. I can do it again. So it will peel. Try and stop the lights reflecting on it. It will peel like that, and give you that effect as though you've got grease or something on it. It gives the same effect as if it was greasy. What you've got to do, that first coat, that first dust coat has got to break the surface tension of the plastic, and that is how you use MIG paints. Not just the primers, the paints as well. It will do the same if you're going over primer, because that's what I can't understand, how people don't sort of put two and two together. It's not the release agent on the plastic, it's not fingerprints, it's not finger grease, it's anything like that. It's because you need to break the surface tension with that first coat. Right, I'm just going to blow the rest of this off and chuck some Ultimate Cleaner through it. I can turn this off now. We're back in a second. I'm still here. Right, back. Simple as that. So I can use that later for a demonstration on the wax plastics if you wish. Remember these? Did you see them in the last video? Brilliant product. AK True Metals polishes up perfectly into a true metal finish. But that hopefully will demystify the problems associated with MIG paints. I'm actually changing over from Vieros, Humbrals to MIG, and also to AK Interactive, because I find them brilliantly, although also available from emodels. Ultimate Modelling Products primer, brilliant, idiot proof, whack it on, goes on, lies down nice and smooth, and a great product. Right, a couple more questions and then we'll move on to the grand prize draw. Hi, somebody here is that, I don't know if that's you, Paul, from ISM. Oh, yeah, it is Paul. Welcome, Paul. Just pushing what a great product you've got in the Ultimate Primer. Brilliant stuff. I've got my what is it? Matador, AAC Matador from AFE Models. 1/35th scale. I've got that undercoated in the grey primer. If you remember, I picked these up at Telford. Set of 3 for a show price. Brilliant. Going down great. Excuse me. Right, prize draw time. Let's have a prize. Should we have a prize draw? Shall we? No, we'll have another question. Alex doesn't say where he's from. Pies or sandwiches? Pies or sandwiches? That's not a model making question. No, pies or sandwiches? Depends on what the stomach's telling me at the time, and if I've got to make the sandwiches. If I've got to make the sandwiches, it's pies. If I'm out in town, it's sandwiches because I can buy them. If somebody else is making them, sandwiches and crisps. Right. Hope that answers the question, Alex. Yeah, pies from Cumbria, lamb pies. Meat and tatty pies, says Carl. Pie sandwich, that's a good idea. Pie sandwich, pie in a, yeah, 2 bits of bread and a pie in the middle. Could work. Stroop waffles. Right, if you go across and see my mate TK at TK Models, he will tell you all about stroop waffles. Who's this? 4-year lifespan. Hi Ted, went to school in Barrow, used to live in Ulverston, and now live in Newcastle upon Lyme. Ulverston. One thing I can say about Ulverston is pubs. Plenty of them. When I was apprentice, used to be a Thursday afternoon off. We'd all sign out from work and go to Ulverston on a Thursday afternoon because that was the time of the cattle market, and because of the cattle market the town had a charter where the pubs could open all day, so we didn't see much of Friday either. Right. All the pubs, yeah, all the pubs, Fox, and fish and chip shops. Pies, sandwiches, fish and chips, pubs. Everything a Cumbrian could need. Hi Ted, New Street TMD. Hello Ted, when spraying my paint it all ends up rough and grainy. What I'm doing wrong? Paul, yeah, what you're probably doing wrong there is you're spraying from too far away. The paint is actually drying in the air before it hits the model. Try reducing your pressure, and try and spray in a little bit closer, and that should solve the problem. You'll probably find that as it's rough and grainy, you could probably rub the rough stuff off because it's just dried paint sitting on the surface. That's most probably your cause for that. Right. Twisted Sniper, what is my favourite model kit? I think I sort of, yeah, answered this one a little bit before about what's my favourite model. I'm an armour builder. I won't say by trade, but I generally prefer to build armour. I do build aircraft and I build submarines. Yeah, there's always something different coming out there. At the moment, I'm quite into the modern. I'd like this one. This is the Submarine is my third trumpeter kit. The Panzer IV was a trumpeter kit. The MATRV is a trumpeter kit, and so is the Submarine. And I'm quite sort of get quite addicted to them. Yeah, I couldn't really pick out the best model kit because I'll see one, next day I'll see another one. Right. Carl Whitfield asks, what's my favourite aircraft model currently out that I would build? I think that goes along with the answer I've just given about the armour. There's always a nice one. There's a cracking Tamiya Mosquito out. That's really nice, but I think it was Paul from from International Bottler who did point out that cracking kit, but it's plain because it's built of wood. There's no panel lines, so it's a matter of building the model for such. And I'm not really a particularly favourite. I couldn't actually tell you one aircraft from another. I know a difference between a Spitfire and a Hurricane, but that's about it. How big is my model stash? Says Lofty 21. I think that's it. No, I've got another one. I've got another one under the bench. I'm not the type that will go out and buy a model just because it's out there. I'll buy a model because I want to build it. I'll buy it and I'll build it. So really I don't get the opportunity to build a stash. There are one or two that have sort of ended up under the bench because I've just moved on to something else. That's about it. Right, we're at Paul, David, when am I going to do some shiny stuff? I don't do shiny stuff. I'll leave that up to you to do the shiny stuff, and if anybody wants shiny stuff building, go across to see David. Right. Even if regular scale for armour is 35, have you tried 48 or smaller? Bruno, no. 135 is about the smallest I'll go, because I just like that size, and I like bigger. I like big stuff because big stuff usually has lots of detail in it, and it has lots of scope for adding extra detail. I keep pointing back to this one back here. There's loads of scope for that. Lighting, we did the lighting in the video. Seat belts, put the seat belts in. I've seen some fantastic models out there on the web of just that, where people have crammed the full interior and you couldn't tell it from the real thing. Right. Willie Rosso, do you mean the Falmouth class sloop? Do you mean the frigate? Or do you mean, is it a sailing sloop you're on about? That's Will Rosso. He's asking about, does anybody know of a brand making a Falmouth class sloop model? If it's a warship, I could only think of one in 1/96 scale, which is quite big. It's going to be about 4 foot long, and I'm trying to think of the people off the top of my head. Try a company called Rondine. You Google Rondine's models, and he's a radio control specialist. It's probably a radio control kit, but if he hasn't got one, he probably knows somebody who has. Right, that's it. No, that's not it. Prize draw. Right. In a moment, I'm going to set you a question. And when the question sets up on there, I'll give you the chance to answer it. And you will win this amazing Tiger One, a middle production. Rifle models, 1/35 scale. And the question is, are you ready for this? Ready for the question? In that Tiger One, the question, in the Tiger One, what was the combat weight, either in kilograms or tons? What was the combat weight of the Tiger One? And your time starts now. Okay, I'm going to just monitor the chat, and the first one that comes up with the right answer will win the prize. No. Ooh. Now it will need to correspond with my figure. I know that one or two out there will sort of argue the toss about whether it had a bucket on the back or not, and how many weapons it carries and things like that. So we're still going. Some people have been close, and we have a winner. Stefan and Hornberg. Yes, the answer is 57 tons. So Stefan was the first one to answer. You were there as well, Paul, but Stefan got in first. I would like to play in this as well, Fox, but I was going to get the wife to log in as well. Stefan, if you can email me your details, please, to, hang on, to that. If you can email me your details, I will pass them on to eModels, and we will get your prize sent out to you. The prize for, not a prize, but next time we stream, eModels have said that they will give out a discount code. So next time we stream, we don't quite know when that is. Don't quite, yeah, we're hopeful, yeah, we haven't quite decided when we're going to do the next chat. but we hopefully won't be too long. But eModels have said that next time everybody in chat will have access to a discount code, so that can't be bad, can it? Right, so hopefully soon that will be on its way to Stefan. Right, I just need to write Stefan's name down. Where's he gone? Where's he gone? I can't find him. Where's he gone? The unfortunate part about this is when the chat finishes and it streams up to YouTube, unfortunately the chat doesn't get archived. You can't see the chat, so you can't look back and see what you've said and what everybody else has said. Right, there we go. I'll just write your name down, Stefan, so I don't forget it. Right, as I say, Stefan, if you email me your details, please, and we'll get the prize sent out to you as soon as we can. Right, where were we? Back to some questions. Yeah, I'll tell everybody. I'll email eModels my address, and then if the model doesn't turn up, you know where it's got. Right, can I let Paul Miller? Can you let me know how much your red cutters are? Do you mean these? Do you mean them? These aren't actually sprue cutters. What these are they look very over-engineered, but these are actually telephone engineer pliers, snips, just tin snips, and the over-engineering on this end is a wire stripper. It grips the wire in there and strips the end off. That's why they look over-engineered. But they're nice and sharp. They're almost like an X-Acto cutter themselves. Nice and sharp. They've got a spring on them so they open back up, and they work brilliantly. Are eModels Spiral Painting asks, are eModels getting in the Space 1999 Round 2 kit? That's a question you might have to send to eModels themselves. I wouldn't know. I've had one or two people asking questions about or talking about the Space 1999 stuff, and it would seem to be quite a popular choice. On that question, on that note, I do have a question that somebody sent in. I think it's a basic standard question for live streamers, and the question is Star Wars or Star Trek? For me, Star Trek. Star Trek, the original series, because that's what I was brought up on, and after that I don't know anything else. I think I've seen one Star Wars episode, and I don't actually think I saw the end of that. But I understand it has a great following, and I don't knock anybody that watches it. It's probably it's brilliant. It's probably brilliant. But I think I'd rather watch something like A Bridge Too Far, or The Great Escape, or The Longest Day, or something like that. That's my sort of thing. Kevin Lotzer asks, do I use a spray booth? If so, what can I recommend? I have got a spray booth. It's over there. I would show you it, but it means turning all the cameras around to show you it. And Tok Mess, what are the unbuilt aircraft behind you? I'll answer that one in a moment. I can't think of the model. It comes from eModels. It comes as a flat pack and builds it. It's not the portable one, it's a semi-portable one. It's about 3 foot width and about 1.5 foot high, 18 inches high. But it's brilliant, it does what I want. What are the unbuilt aircraft behind me? Well, this one, that's my son's. I claim no responsibility for this one. It's a Revell Lancaster bomber. He started this one about 18 months ago. That's as far as it went. He also started that about 12 months ago, and that's as far as that got. What that is I can't quite remember. I think it's a mortar. And the other one, that is a charity shop find. It was a kit, an Airbus kit, built and painted by Skylar, my granddaughter, in pink, because girls do pink and purple. And that's them. I might send you the Lanc TK, but remember it's Revell. Good little kit, but he just lost interest in it, so it didn't go any further. And I think we also broke the canopy. Somebody broke the canopy, so it didn't go any further, and that's where it is at the moment. Right. What next? We have right. I did get another email, but I forgot what. I apologise. I forgot your name. You sent me an email just earlier about what's the correct olive drab for US Vietnam colour. The correct olive drab, I wouldn't say there is a correct one, because depending on how long in the field this vehicle's been there, because the paint would lighten up with the sunlight and things like that. And also there isn't particularly, I wouldn't have said there's a particular standard olive drab. However, you couldn't go far wrong with Tamiya XF13 or XF58 olive green. You could use them as a base. If Tamiya isn't your paint of choice, there's lots of conversion tables out there on the net that you could have a look at and convert them to your own particular brand of paint. But those two, XF13 and XF58, I wouldn't think you'd go too far wrong with them. Certainly a good place to start. Right, where else are we? Sorry, I've just lost track of the chat here now. Right. So I've done that. I've lost track. The jacket, Paul Yout, the jacket, skipper scale model, Skipper Ted, skipper scale models. That's my. I haven't mentioned it. Shamelessly of me, I haven't mentioned my own Facebook page, Skipper Scale Models. If you nip over there, if you're following the U-boat build, what I do try to do is post up some pictures on there of the behind the scenes and ongoing sort of pictures, and you may catch the odd glimpse of our mascot from the Treehouse Club. You might catch pictures of the model making chicken. That's who often accompanies me, especially on sunny days when the workshop doors open. I'll find my feet suddenly getting pecked by the model making chicken as it walks in to sit under the bench. As if I'd plug skipper scale models, Fox. Yeah, Paul, what do you mean by monitors? Do you mean what's the best way to paint monitors? It's been spawned 1960, been building since the 70s when spraying before final assembly has always been scraped off paint in contact areas, but they don't do it anymore. It's a habit I've actually got into, actually, Spawn, where yes, you paint. The question is that in the 70s he began his spraying in the 70s, and then before he assembled the model, you scraped off the paint before the contact areas, so the paint has a key to get to. I still do that. I don't know really that you have to, because most of the modern paints will eat through, most of modern glues will eat through layers and layers of paint and bond the plastic together, so it's probably not such a necessity now. But it's a habit I've got into, and I feel that the job isn't done right unless paint is scraped off. You probably find that that's the reason that when you drop your model, all the parts just ping off because they haven't got a proper bond to the plastic. Speaking of glues and things like that, here in Barrow we have a dock museum where huge builders' models of ships have been built in the past by the shipyard, and they're now on display in the dock museum, and those models have lasted 60, 80 plus years, and they're still like the day they were built. Some of them have been sort of resurrected and rebuilt, but the glue that they used then is still holding firm. The brass is still on the models, and I would think that today, well, I've seen it happen myself. I've seen in the model boating days, people have been driving the boats round and round, hit the bank, and bang, all the bits have pinged off because they've been stuck with super glue. That I can't see us having models that we're building now around in 60, 80 years time, because they'll just fall to bits. Right. Right. Okay, Spiral, thank you for joining us. I'll see you again. There's Spawn, thanks from Florida. Thank you for coming along and joining us. It's been great having you. How many people have we got? We've got quite a few watching. More than I thought. I thought there'd be just me, Fox and TK. And maybe one or two other friends that have come along. Right, what else was that? I think I've answered all the questions that have come through on yep, I've answered. Running out of things to do now. Right, I'll take any more questions for the last 10 minutes. Anything that you've got out. I can't think of anything you want to see. I'm on my own tonight. I'm going to spend, after I've done this, it'll upload to YouTube. No, I actually, 4 years lifespan says I didn't know I was still in Barrow. I thought I was in Stoke. My connection to eModels is purely through the internet, really, and through building models for them. I was fortunate enough to be asked to build models for eModels, and here I am. But other than that, I don't have any connections with the store. So unfortunately, if you do have any questions about the store or stock or deliveries, you need to direct that to them. But no, I'm not in Stoke. I'm here still in Barrow. I can't foresee moving from here for the foreseeable future, but occasionally I'll have a drive down to Stoke and stare in awe at the stocked shelves and all the models that could be built. So really I think when we're going back to how big's your stash, my stash is as big as E-models because they've got them all. Sergeant Bones, hi from Germany. Hi from the UK to Germany. What's the first model I can remember making? Asks Tok Mess. The first model I can remember making was with my father. It will have been, I'm trying to think now, I will have been about 6-year-old, that's years ago, and the first model we ever built was a Lancaster bomber, the Airfix Lancaster bomber. I think that's why I was quite pleased when my lad picked up a Lancaster bomber, because I thought, I've done that, I've been there. And after that I can't really recall. No, my mind's gone blank after the Lancaster bomber. I can particularly remember a Lancaster bomber because it was black. Right, Willie Rousseau asks, what do you do with models once you're bored of having them displayed at home? That's if I get bored with them. I don't get bored with them. The wife gets bored with them. Fortunately at the moment I don't have too many lying around. The E-models will go back to E-models because basically I don't have the room to store them, and particularly a 4-foot U-boat, where's it gonna go? I have plans. I currently have a Hawker Typhoon Mark 1B upstairs on the dressing table, taking pride of place, and which keeps getting moved, and I keep moving it back. But otherwise they go to any models that I build will go to family or friends, or if people want to buy them, I'll buy them. But as I say, the E-models ones go back to them because that's really the best way for it. Have I used a static grass applicator, says Robert Yo. No. I do dioramas very rarely, because I build a model, I have fantastic plans for it, that when I've built it, it will go in a diorama like this, and it will have this, and it will have a little policeman, and it will have a soldier, and it will have this happening, and I build a model, and then, ooh, there's another model. So dioramas tend not to get built. For the Matador, that's as far as I got with it. I have gone one step further, and I actually have a plaster of Paris cobbled street base for it to sit on eventually, but that's another story. Lou Kazek 88, is there a model that I really want to build? Creme de la creme, your number one, or have I built it already? What I would like to see, it's a bit topical really because I'm building a U-boat, I would like to see a Vanguard class submarine with full interior. That's a Vanguard class nuclear submarine, Trident, the ones we spoke about earlier, because I've worked on them, I know what the inside looks like, and it would be an impressive model. I don't think it's made. I don't think we'd get an interior because of all the secret stuff that's inside it. But yeah, that's good. And have I built one? Yeah, well, up to now the Panzer IV. That was the number one, really. It won me a prize. I'm really pleased with it. But that's it. Right, I've got time for a couple of more questions. I was going to show you some building tonight, but it's like all these probably live streams. I've done them for the Treehouse Club, the podcast and things. When somebody else is running the show, like Fox, I can usually get on with some building, but with you guys being along here, not that I mind at all. I tend to reading that and looking at the cameras, and I was trying to keep up. I just couldn't get anything done. We'll try next time. What I will ask is, what do you want to see? What do you want? Do you want just to be like this? Do you want it to be questions and answers? Shall we have a little bit of a demonstration of something? We'll have prize draws, obviously. We'll have giveaways. As I say, next time it's a voucher code. Come along and get a voucher code from eModels. So that will be about it. Right. Where's the U-boat going when it's done? Says Kevin Lotzer. The U-boat, as I said with the rest of the stuff, that will be going back to eModels. Probably on display in eModels for some time, and then after that, who knows where it goes. What's going to happen to it? That's up to the guys down there at eModels. Talkmess, yes, we'll do demos and prizes. It was a little bit of a demo tonight with the spoons and the primers. We'll do something sort of similar along the lines next time. Just something quick and simple that's not too complicated, that maybe you can drop me an email, something you're having a problem with, something that you want showing, and I'll pick out something that I think everybody could benefit from, and we'll take it from there, and we'll show you, we'll do a little demo. Okay, David, catch you later. We're about at the end of our live feed at the moment, but thanks for coming along, mate. I'll be in touch with you. Yeah, so we'll do a couple of live demos. I'll bring some more spoons along, and little bits of building or something like that. But let me know at the there. Email me. You can contact me via eModels now, so the emails will get to me. Any questions that you've got that we can put in the next feed, we'll have a look at them, because sometimes I'm thinking of keeping the streams to a Monday evening, and I appreciate that not everybody is around on a Monday evening, but if you're not going to be around, there's no harm in sending the question along, and we'll hopefully get it read out for you. Right, okay, well, we've been along here for just about an hour now. I need to go for a drink. The wife's texted me that my dinner's ready, so I need to go and get my dinner, otherwise it'll go cold and in the chicken. But it's been great. I've waffled on now for an hour, and I need my tea. So thank you for everybody that's come along tonight, all of you. Well done to Stefan for winning the prize. As I said, if you haven't already sent me the details, send me them as soon as possible, and we can get your model out to you. And look forward to seeing you next time. As I say, come along at Skipper's Scale Models, that one, and keep up with the build on there. Keep in touch via Facebook, on eModels, and keep looking at their website. So that's me. That's the first live stream done. It's a bit off the top of my head as we worked along, but I think we got there in the end. And thank you all for watching. Okay, bye now.